Hello guys, my name is Devesh and welcome to my channel. This is the 27th lecture on the series Python for Beginners, and in this lecture we will discuss the range function and list comprehension. So here I am at PyCharm. Let me clear the console for you. Alright, let's get started with our discussion on the range function. So what is a range function? A range function can be used to quickly generate sequence of integers in runtime. For instance, if I want to generate set of numbers, set of integers from 0 to 100, I can, instead of writing it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what I can do is I can use a range function and write it like this: range, and I'll start from 0 and I'll go till 100, and I'll give the interval as 1, and I'll say x is equal to list. Let me run this for you. We need to print this one. Let's print it. So we have generated a list of 100 numbers. If you observe this, the 100 is omitted because it works exactly like indexing. So if you say 100 here, so it will go till 100 minus 1 position. So it is 99. Likewise, this 0 is the starting position, 100 is the end position, minus 1, and last one is stride or step size, or we can also call it as hopping interval. So if you make it as 2, and if I run this again, so the interval, the step interval changes to 2. So it's 2, 4, 6, and the last number should be 98. Yeah. If you want the 100 to be included here, just make it 101 here and run it again, and in this case we get the number 100 as well. Now let's use this range function in our program. Okay, so let's take the problem statement as generate square of numbers from 1 to 10, and in the bracket I want both 1 and 10 to be included, both inclusive. Okay, so there's a typo, gentlemen. It should be square. Come on, there, you can write it square. Okay, so what I can do is, going back conventionally, I can write it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, and then I can iterate over it for num in x. I'll take one empty list here, so y is equal to empty list, and in this list I'm going to append. What I can do is I can say y dot append, and inside that append I'm going to do x multiplied by, number multiplied by number. Okay, and once that is done, outside this loop I'm going to say print y. Run. So this, I have just now generated a sequence of square of numbers from 1 to 10. Okay, now there's one problem with this. The problem is, right now it is 1 to 10, so it's okay if I hard code this in the memory because it's a small number. What if somebody asks me to do the same for 1 to 10,000? So in that case, it will be very tedious to write those number one. Second thing, it will be extra burden on the memory for no good reason, because this list is being used only for one time and it is not required multiple times. Like, we are not further using this list for any other purpose. Hence, we should have something, some mechanism or some function which help us to generate sequences in runtime, and which is where exactly the range function comes into picture. So let us see how we can do that using range function. So I will write here range. Okay, and the arguments for range function is start, end, and stride. So start is the starting position and it is inclusive. So if I say 0, 0 would be inclusive, but I don't want 0. I want it to start from 1, which is why I will write this as 1. And position, if I write 10, it will go till 10 minus 1, that is 9. So I will write 11 instead. And stride is the step size or hopping interval. So I'll keep that as 1 so that we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this will also do the same job for us. Let's run this program now. And here we go. So what it has actually helped us to do is we have saved the memory which would have been used to declare this variable x here and put those values inside it. And range is basically a generator function which generates the values at the runtime, and it is very efficient when it comes to the memory. We will talk about generators in detail in upcoming lectures. For now, let's move on to a topic called as list comprehension. So list comprehension is a very elegant way of defining and creating lists based upon scenarios like this. Whenever you encounter scenarios like this, you can resort to list comprehension, and let us see what exactly is list comprehension. So we will be generating the same sequence like this, but we'll reduce the line of code and we will do this in just a single line. All right, so let us see how that works. So let's move this to the top. Okay, and we need the print statement, let it be there. Let the for loop be like that only. We'll let it be. Now I'll write number into number and space, and let me run this program now. We are getting the same result. Now what we have done is, instead of writing 3-4 lines of a program and then appending it to the list, I have defined definition of my program inside the list itself, and this is a very elegant way of writing code. So this is list comprehension for us, which is very compact and faster than normal functions and loops for creating a list. So if you ever encountered a situation in which you are appending to a list using a for loop, you can retort to list comprehension. That's all for this video. If you have any questions, do post them on the comment section, and I'll see you at the next lecture. Thanks for watching.